And we're live. I'm Candace from the Geeky Waffle, and with me is...
Hi, I'm Maggie from Let's Talk About Star Wars and the Star Wars Friends podcast.
I'm Arzu. I'm a Geeky Waffle contributor, and I'm also from arzudt2.com.
Hello, I'm Norhal, and you can find me on Twitter at Norhal.
Hey, I'm Eric Eilerson from the Living Force podcast and utini.com.
And I am Jacob. I'm from the Spiceden and Spiceden.com.
Okay, and this is Mando Night Live. And we're here. Okay, can we just I want one sentence. If you can even just keep it to a word. Maggie and I were talking about this. How did you feel about this episode? Chapter 11, which keeps making me think of bankruptcy. And then it makes me think of the Michael Scott from Office declaring bankruptcy and just yelling.
Oh my gosh.
But this is good chapter 11.
So, Candace, what was your thought? I mean, what was your first words?
Dang it!
Same. I think that as soon as I saw Eris, I was just like, oh my god.
Yes. Arzu?
The Michael Scott just yelling is
Just yelling.
a lot of yelling.
Yeah,
Norhal?
same for me. It was the Jonah Hill gift.
Just the...
Yeah. That was solid reaction, yes.
My thought was they actually did it. Was what I kept repeating over and over.
Yeah, I was just personally, it was a lot of silent screaming while I was pretending to do work. So
No, I had my headphones on and while watching it, and I just made these sounds, and my dog kept looking over are you okay? And I was like, I am not okay, Bucky. Would you guys just describe your expression as this?
Yes.
Yes. 100% accurate.
100%.
Totally agree, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the beginning here. Oh, okay, I have multiple family members in the chat. Hi, family. That's cute. Okay. So let's just talk about the beginning. Okay, so they're on the Razor Crest, and the Razor Crest is broke. And they're trying really hard. And how long do you think they were in there for?
Few hours.
Sublight sucks. It's a while longer than I would feel comfortable in an elevator. That's for sure. Which is basically what they're in.
Oh yeah. I was guessing maybe 6 hours or so, maybe.
So so they get the alert that it's time to go, and Baby Yoda is so memorable and memeable too. He is you woke me up from my nap, and then we have the reentry. And this is something I didn't notice, but Bryce Dallas Howard, who, wait, let's give an applaud for Bryce Dallas Howard. Queen.
Every episode.
Every
Incredible.
episode she does. Give this woman a movie. Because honestly, that's another thing I was thinking. This is only 30 minutes, but this felt like I was in the theaters watching a Star Wars movie for the first time.
Yeah,
100%.
definitely.
That energy was there. So somebody on YouTube, on Twitter, Lucy Bree 83, I want to make sure she gets her shout out. She noticed this, that the reentry was just like Bryce Dallas Howard's father's, Ron Howard's Apollo 13 from 1995. And that is amazing.
Yeah, and I think that's such a unique thing too, because what other father-daughter duo gets to really do that, especially in Star Wars?
Right?
Just amazing. I love that.
And I love how proud Ron seems to be of his daughter, because he liked my tweet to Bryce about how I want her to have a Star Wars movie, and I was like, I do love a proud father.
He was retweeting articles about what amazing job she did, and he's a proud papa.
Any videos on Twitter or Instagram of Ron Howard talking about Bryce or his kids, he loves them. I feel like he's I'm a dad who directs on the side. I feel like that's what he would say.
Aww.
That does feel like him.
That's really supportive from his side, yes.
Yeah, some people were saying maybe give her Solo 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just give her anything. Just give her anything.
For a Kira series, that would be nice.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yes.
So, the Razor Crest, I laughed when it crashed down. And Mando goes, I'm trying my best here. And I'm like, that is a 2020 mood.
Trying my best.
I am trying my best.
He's had like a no good, very bad day.
Like a year,
Yeah.
Maggie.
It's a year, like no good.
Like us.
Yeah, and I love like the Mon Calamari that's just watching him like he's not
This
gonna
one?
make it. Yes, in the Chris Evans Knives Out sweater.
Yeah.
Like-
Nice out.
He's just like he's not gonna boom. He's fantastic.
Oh god.
I love that guy
like
so
3
much.
feet when he lands, and he's like, "Okay," and then the whole ship tips
Just
over.
go.
I'm like, I lost it. I'm like, that's great.
I laughed
love
so
that too.
hard.
I was like, can Baby Yoda swim?
I
Yeah.
was worried. I was very worried.
Okay,
It honestly reminded me of. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just want to say really quick. When they were crashing, Frog Lady and Mando are freaking out, and Baby Yoda's just giggling.
He's having the time of his life.
Mhm.
I am
Yeah.
worried about him.
Frog Lady
No.
screaming and falling though is also like a great memeable moment of just like ah! It was like I think all of us in 2020. And then I did feel like tell me if you guys agree the falling of the ship was very like prequel humor. Like it
Yes.
felt very much like the prequels.
And that's why I love The Mandalorian so much, because there's so much of that in this like series.
Yeah,
I know.
love it.
It's great. So, if you watch the trailer and you're crazy like Maggie and I are, which we are, you would have
So
seen
crazy.
already that we knew Frog Lady found her husband. And look how happy they are.
So happy.
And it was just a beautiful moment that's, again, so amazing how these characters don't say a word, but you get that emotion from them.
Mhm.
Everybody else feel stuff too?
Just the most
Yeah.
wholesome love story in Star Wars, and it's nice to see a love story end like.
Happily and
Happy
Yes.
ending.
Yeah.
In Star Wars? What?
Yeah.
What?
And they
What?
got like the baby and everything. I mean,
Yeah, and shout out to the designers too. I mean, like the emotion, like the puppeteering, the design work of like just these.
Misty.
Yeah, it's just yeah. Misty freaking killed it with the puppeteering work on set, and then just everything behind the scenes to make these two frog characters who like, yeah, like it's so cute. It
Like,
shouldn't be, but it's so cute.
Yes. Yes.
I want what they
It-
have.
That's-
Yeah.
It
So-
definitely.
Go ahead, Jacob. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just like real quick. Watching the gallery after last season blew my mind. All the technology that went into Queel's face with Misty's performance underneath the hood, but then all the puppeteering over the face. So I'm really excited to see if that came back for the frog mama and frog daddy.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Frog Daddy.
Frog Daddy, someone get that handle. Someone's got to get it.
They do need names, but like that's a whole nother thing that Maggie and I were talking about like on Twitter is like Mandalorian is they don't give names.
Frog lady, frog man. That's it.
Frog Lady and Man are couple goals.
Yes,
Yeah.
they
They
are.
are.
Yes, they are.
I feel like with Star Wars, you go either no names like Mando, or you're like Solo, where they're like Therm Scissor Punch, and like all these people get weird names. You can never be in between.
Yeah, there's like it's one or the other.
Yeah.
So the whole reason Mando took this job is because Frog Lady's husband saw some Mandalorians on this planet. What planet is it again?
Trask.
Trask.
Okay, so he goes to like a chowder restaurant. Maggie, you want to describe?
It's a little hole in the wall chowder place that looks a lot like it would fit in up in Maine.
Yes.
You know, lots of the local seaport fellows hanging out. I thought it was interesting that the innkeeper or the waiter was telling Mando that he couldn't sit there if he didn't eat, and he's like, "I'm just trying to feed my son."
No, his friend
friend.
Maggie.
His
friend.
Arzu, take it away.
So he's sitting there with this baby he's crossing the galaxy to save, and he's like, "A bowl of chowder for my friend here, sir. That's your son. That is your son, not your friend." So Baby Yoda's feelings are probably, I know he's older than Din. I know that. That's still his son.
It's also hilarious because the child gets referred to as so many different things in this episode. He's a pet.
Yep.
The friend.
He's friend, foundling,
Bait.
baby. Like
Okay, so they go. Mando and Baby Yoda are on a boat with a Kieran. Is that how you say it?
Oh,
The Quarren.
Yeah, I know. Insert
Corn, yeah.
corn.
Yeah.
And what did those corns do?
Oh,
they're bad.
Evil.
bad
Evil things.
They pushed the baby.
My heart stopped.
I know.
I did have that moment where I'm like, oh my god, is the marketing team gonna let this child die?
I really was worried for a second. I was like,
But naturally he's fine.
Yeah.
also,
but
I just have to say, like, Mando is a really bad judge of character when he's focused on something because he meets somebody and they're like, get on this boat with me. It's a 2-hour ride. And he's like, yeah, sure. That sounds totally legit. Bring the child close to the mama core. Oh, yeah, this sounds like a good. Oh, no.
Yeah. And also somebody, I was reading some of the reviews and it's true that he's wearing this new armor, like this new Beskar armor. It's like, dude, you're walking on this really dodgy area with this nice, shiny pair of shoes. They're gonna take it away, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
let's not victim blame.
I mean, we did discover he was basically raised by a cult. So
Okay, so that goes into
you know, can't blame him.
let's go into the moment that we all just like
Collectively lost it.
oh my god.
lost our minds.
I need to take a lap.
I know.
Oh my god.
So, did you guys recognize her voice before she took off her helmet?
Yes.
Because I did.
Helmet.
And I was like,
and
is
the
this
helmet.
happening?
Yeah.
So, if you are not a crazy Star Wars fan like all of us and have not watched the animated series, Bo-Katan is a character that's been in Clone Wars, Rebels.
incredible.
Maggie, take it away. Take it away. Take it away. I'm having too many feelings.
So I'm having the feelings here. Arzu, take it away.
Just like
Bo-Katan.
tag.
Played by the amazing Katie Sackhoff, who also
Yes.
plays her in the cartoons.
Yes.
Showed up, I think, way earlier than anybody thought she would, if she was going to show up at all.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She shows up in episode 3. She shows up out of the blue, and it was as if a million voices suddenly cried out in excitement.
There you go.
Yes.
They want to hear what she's saying.
The perfect-
Like, it was just, I'm lost for words. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm trying not to scream to wake up everybody else in the house. Like,
Yeah, hardcore. And because Katie Sackhoff tweeted out earlier this week, like, who's excited for Friday, but because we're Star Wars fans, my brain is like, don't believe anything, don't
Yes.
get excited, everything will disappoint. It's the Tobias Beckett, right? If believe everyone
Yes.
will disappoint you.
Yes. And then
betray
she
you.
was
Including
like,
Katie.
"Yay."
Exactly.
I was like, I'm sure.
Fine. But then when she happened, it was like just that moment of, oh, she won. Oh my God, she tweeted that out and no one got angry at her. That's amazing. But like, noises, shivers. She was perfect.
I made
Guys,
fun of
can I take
people
a
who thought
moment
something about that?
to talk about this? Okay, so in the trailer we saw Sasha Grey for half a second.
Yeah.
And she's in her hood and everything like that. And pretty much every scooper theorist was like, oh, she's Sabine Wren. And I'm like, excuse me.
That's good.
Let's back it up. Sabine Wren is Asian. Sasha
Yeah.
Banks is not. So
Yeah.
she literally cannot be. This is the first time where I was like crazy on Twitter.
And you had a good reason to be.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Very
I
justified.
totally agree. I mean,
Because
Yeah.
I'm half Indian and I've loved Star Wars since I was 9. And a shout out to my dad who might still be watching. He's the one who got me into it. But anyway, so Sabine Wren came out before Kelly was cast and everything like that. So she was like the official Asian woman character, female character in Star Wars. So I cling to her. She is my comfort character in the way that, like, you know, people just like when you see someone like you for the first time, you just it's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it just like it hurt. Oh, I saw Sasha. Did I say Sasha Grey?
Yeah,
Wait,
it's
I'm
Sasha
sorry.
Banks.
Who's Sasha
Sasha
Grey?
I don't know.
Sasha Fierce?
sounds that's such a fierce as Beyonce. No?
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I
Sasha
like.
Grey's in a
Excited.
different
You're
industry.
excited. It's okay.
I'm excited. I have a lot of feelings, but it's Sasha Banks. Yes. Sorry, I'm just looking at the chat. So anyway, I'm drinking my tea at all you theorists and scoopers who are like, it's Sabine Wren. And the second, like, she is not Sabine Wren, I was like, I knew it. Trust in the Dave. Dave gave me Sabine.
Yeah, and I did love too that, like, because also people were wondering, like, are they going to give her a name? Like, is she just going to be like, you know, a background character that only gets a little bit? I'd love that she showed up and then first thing she's like on it, dives and like going to save the child,
saves
like
that baby
into action. I was like, I love this character so much already.
I know, she like very quickly. I was just like, she's my new favorite.
Koska, is that her name? Koska,
yeah.
Koska Reeves.
Koska Reeves.
Always trust the Dave. Always trust the Dave and his hat.
Yes, that cowboy hat holds all the secrets.
Yes. That's why it's so big.
Yes, thank you. Someone's gonna say it.
I spilled the tea. All over. I poured the salt. I did all the things. I was so happy. I was doing a little jig. But yeah, I had to say a little bit of something. I was like,
yes.
But yes. Oh my God, seeing Mandalorians
in all their glory.
Glory, exactly. Live action.
Mandalorians, absolutely.
Every time.
Yes, hashtag Mandalorians.
It's like what I dreamed of when I heard The Mandalorian.
Yeah. And can I talk about the fact that I loved that after Koska rescues the baby and like hands him off to Den, he's like obviously like heavily breathing, but like checking to make sure the child is okay. And I loved that if you watch like really carefully, the child looks up at Den right as they start taking the helmets off. Because he's like, it comes off. You're not a mess.
It's like that.
Let's talk about Den's reaction to the helmet.
Yeah.
But I mean, even if we cannot see his face, you can hear his voice. At first, he's all like concerned about the welfare of the kid, like, "Oh, are you okay?" and such. And then he's talking, "Oh, I'm finding these Mandalorians." And like, wait a minute, like he switches like from scared to like, "What?
I'm gonna kill you."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true though.
I'm like, that is bo-katan. She rules you. She rules you.
Yeah.
And he has absolutely no idea.
And they're like rolling their eyes at him. They're like, boy, you're in a cult.
And I love that so much because I feel like I really love the Disney era of Star Wars because they really focus on how galactic everything is. Like, on, you know, you're Mandalorian, cool, but you don't know all the Mandalorians. No. You don't know all the sex. Why would you? It's a galaxy. And I really love that he was faced with this head on. And as an audience, we now know more than the protagonist, which is like very rare in Star Wars. And I really loved that.
Yes, and you know, that's something I was thinking about, how clever the creation of Mando as a character is, because he's learning so much. And I think it's really smart because The Mandalorian's really been a gateway for a lot of people who maybe saw a couple Star Wars films, but really didn't know the larger galaxy. And so there's the general audience that's learning with the protagonist. And I think that's a really neat concept. I don't know if it was intentional or if it just kind of happened along the way, but it really works for storytelling.
Also,
absolutely.
If I can mention that when I saw him reacting and she says, "Hi, I'm bo-katan," I was reacting like I don't know if you guys read the comic The Rise of Kylo Ren, when Ben talks to the guy like, "You know who are you talking to? He's looking Skywalker." I was like that, like, she's bo-katan.
Watch your mouth, son.
It's so crazy. Yeah, he doesn't know who they are, and so he's like, peace, you just like changed my whole worldview. I do not accept this.
I gotta go.
I got to go.
Yeah. And like,
go ahead, Eric.
I was just gonna say, and it's so cool because we got to see our main character also deal with his entire reality kind of crumble, because the way that he's been told his entire adolescence and now into adulthood has been, you don't take off the helmet, and if you do, you're done. And it was reinforced with the Armorer with all of us in season 1. And we love the Armorer, we love Din, got it, great. And then a character we possibly love even more comes in and switches that, and it's like, no.
So much.
It's crazy just like how much it, like, now looking back on season 1, how much it resembles a cult. It's like they have strict rules. They live underground. Only one person is able to go upstairs at a time. They have a very strict leader that has a very tight grip on everything. They indoctrinate children. They
It's a
purposely
cult.
kept them dumb around the
when
rest of the
things
galaxy.
went bad, they essentially all killed themselves because they took off their
Yeah.
armor and left, which is
And
like
they don't use
classic
names.
cult.
The Mandalorian, the Armorer, the
Yeah.
like.
I don't know if anybody's ever watched or listened to the podcast My Favorite Murder.
Yes!
But they have that
Call
tagline.
your dad. You're in a
"Dad, you're
cult.
And I tweeted that last night, and I'm friends with Steven, who does their editing, and so it was just like perfect merging of like my two favorite things.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. When we saw this, I was like, oh my god! If he learns how to not be in a cult anymore and take his helmet off, can we get more Pedro Pascal's beautiful face
Please.
Exactly.
in this show?
Oh my
I need a
god!
Funko. I need an unmasked Funko. Let's do it.
I need
I'm waiting for
Pedro's-
one of these for Pedro with no
Oh my
mask.
god, there's Cobb Vance in the background, everybody just watching us. He's looking at me, Maggie. He's been looking at me this entire time, and I feel a little awkward.
I'm gonna be
He's our
so
biggest
mad if
fan.
I'm gonna be so mad if the unmasked Mandalorian rumors turn out to be true, not because of behind the scenes drama, but because of a story reason. It's like you're so right on a technicality, but that wasn't it.
Yeah. See, I told you that he didn't want to wear the mask. I'm a scooper, and I was right. No, it was a story. You're so right, Jacob.
They rewrote the whole script to accommodate the scooper. That's what
Yes.
happened.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I thought we talked about this last night on the Star Wars Friends podcast, and I thought it was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
My
because
brother
like
thought the same thing. He hasn't seen the
Lauren
show.
says, like we actually like there's some guy on Twitter, he's like, no, Sabine isn't because there was a picture, it's like Sabine's not a real Mandalorian, Bo-Katan's not a real Mandalorian because they all take their helmets off, and we're like, sit down. Sit
I
down.
don't understand
Like,
it. Like where, like because those characters were established earlier. People who think this is Mando then their introduction to Mandalorians, and also what do they think was happening then?
It
Like,
must
all
be like
the other
I tried to figure
Mandalorians
that
were
out.
wrong.
I
And,
don't know.
Yeah.
and
Because,
I
like,
even have that like Mandalorian guidebook, and it like talks about how some take their helmets off.
Yeah. And I think ultimately, if you're watching this and this is your first thing into Star Wars, that's so awesome. If you're watching it like us and it's not, also awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna put some money on it that Dave Filoni kind of knows what's the deal is with the Mandalorians. Just like if we give him the season, just a hunch that it'll make sense.
It will. He
Uh,
of all people, like he had the whole Mandalorian arc in Clone Wars, and then he had made one of the rebels a main character was a Mandalorian. He's very much into Mando culture, so he knows the rules. He knows
great.
what's up. And George probably told him some stuff too. So they go back, and Mando's about to get in a fight again, and he's holding the baby because the baby doesn't have the stroller carrier anymore.
Which, by the way, one thing I noticed the second time I watched it is that I thought he didn't close the carrier right before the Mama Kura was eating him. But he just did the same thing.
He's so good at that. He knows when to close that thing. He's like, uh-oh,
instinctive.
trouble.
yeah.
Puts the button.
Not real baby.
Well, see
You know,
now.
now Go
Go ahead, Maggie.
I was just gonna say now we've had both Mando and the baby get eaten by something.
Oh my God! Yeah.
They both had the Jonah the whale moment.
Like
I
father,
love
like
that.
son.
Yeah, and now they can sell the baby in slightly dented bottle Funko.
Yes,
So
all
great.
the babies.
Mando Monday, everyone. Get
Cannot
ready
wait.
for the next child Funko.
Oh my God. How many are there? There are like a dozen.
There's so
We
many.
have,
Take my money.
we have the Mando holding Baby Yoda in the jetpack Funko. They just need to recolor it, and make it Koska with Baby Yoda Funko.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh my
I
God.
like all
Costa
the
custom
stuff.
Funkos.
And people will buy it.
Yep.
Exactly. So the Mandos come back, even though they help the cult member, because they're like, he needs help. We need a.
Are you okay, Kimmy Schmidt? Let's go. Let's take you to it. Let's go get a drink.
Oh my god.
So he's like, I need to find the Jedi, and we're like, Bo-Katan knows some Jedi.
Yeah, one specific, very important Jedi.
Who is no Jedi?
Who
Yes!
actually, yes. Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Okay.
Oh, God.
So they're like, I'm sorry. So they're like, we got a mission to do. This is the whole thing that happens in The Mandalorian a lot. It's like, we got a mission,
Side
do
quest.
this, side quest, yeah. But like, I really like the side quest. And I do like the side
Yeah.
quest.
It's just like a video game. Like you meet a new character, you need them to do something, you need them to join your party, but first you have to unlock something by doing their quest. Like, I don't know if anyone played Dragon Age, but it reminds me of that because like you
must,
bring people into your party and then like you slowly get more information out of them.
you must gather your party before venturing forth.
Yes. That BioWare Mandalorian game, make it happen.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda's got skills. All I'm saying.
Yeah, I really did. I liked the idea of it though, that there wasn't like another I don't trust you blasters drawn Mandalorian standoff. I like because I feel like we've had a couple of those, you know, met you, the Cara Dune intro and everything, and the client had a firefight and stuff. I really like that they're like, hey, we disagree on some stuff. All right, let's go to the chowder bar. Let's just chill out.
Yeah.
Let's just talk it over. Which is hilarious because Mandalorians with their culture, like they're the most peaceful ones. I like that idea.
I know. Yeah. And one quote I think is the quote of the month or the whole year is "Don't believe everything you hear."
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially about the show.
Loved it.
Yes.
So he agrees to help them get these weapons, and where does he drop off Baby Yoda?
With Frog Lady.
Babysitting.
So let's just do this really quick. There was some controversy last week. Just a little bit. That like, Vanity Fair even covered and said it was genocide.
Listen, Vanity Fair, there's bigger things in November that have happened that I think you might want to address.
Just a thought.
We're just like,
jeez.
I was so happy.
Critical reading.
Yeah, that word, every time we use that word in such a way, I feel like it lessens its importance when it actually happens.
And it's an important word. So let's not put Baby Yoda in this.
Happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like Baby Yoda's not canceled. At least not for this. We'll get to
and he had
our Baby Yoda news.
He had a redemptive arc.
It was beautiful. Yeah, little tadpole.
He's a little child. He's just like, whoa.
He learned that they become children, and then he got to play with them at the end. And so I felt like it's just like children that, like, you get them a kitten, and they think it's a stuffed animal, and you have to slowly be like, no, you pet them. You treat them good. It's the same, because they have the tadpole, and like, see? Be gentle.
Yeah.
I love it. And I like that in the daily notes there's probably like, all right, so the blaster fight happens, cool. All right, is he petting the tadpole correctly? Like that was a note they had to give. Sure, like how hard does he pet? Yes.
Yeah.
I admit I was still scared at this point that he was just gonna gob it up.
I was like, please don't take your eyes off the child.
I think she knows by now.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, she 100% knows.
Without question.
Like the way she's touching that tank, she knows what he was up to.
Yeah.
Yep, we were all very scared that he was...
I love that at the beginning because there's the moment where he's looking at the egg tank and Dan is like, we'll get you food.
I know.
Yeah.
He's like,
oh
I know
my
you're
God.
hungry. It's like he's learning. I feel from last episode, I felt like Dan is this sleep-deprived parent of a toddler that you want to give him a hug, a glass of wine, and let him take a nap. Like, please.
Yes.
Oh,
you go nap, I'll watch the baby.
Oh my God! Can we please just get him some white wine and let him just like sit up with Netflix in the Razor Crest still, because he can't be far away from the child. But get him a screening room.
And like you like take your helmet off, take the armor off, chill, relax.
Take a bubble bath if you want.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have a bath bomb. You're gonna be fine. This sounds
and
great.
the fact that he says he's like, hey, be respectful, mind your manners. You know what I'm talking about. Like he's growing as a parent.
That was such a parent moment.
Yeah. And he's like.
It was great.
And the child's just like,
he's like, I'm innocent. I've never done anything wrong in my entire life. I am adorable.
Oh, day. Sorry, Dad. Oh,
his little hands.
His little hands.
Oh, so cute. So cute.
Yeah.
Baby Yoda, you are not canceled.
No. Thank you for learning.
I feel like we've seen some decent, like, small growth from him. Obviously, we had him like learning about like the life, people being born, and everything like that. But then in the last episode in the ice caves, when Mama Frog walks away, he's like making like kind of like non-verbal or like verbalizations rather than just like nonsense. I'm like, he's definitely kind of learning here, and I'm wondering if we see Baby Yoda's first words happen this season.
I know.
Yeah.
This is the way.
I really hope he says Mando or something like that, like the equivalent of father.
Man or daddy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't it Burr?
Man Daddy. Man Daddy.
Man, Daddy.
No, that's Cobb Vanth.
Hey, what did we talk about, Eric?
I know.
What did we talk about this?
To quickly get away from that, I do think there is something though to the fact that I've heard a lot of people talk about this since this season started, that like they have made the decision, because Mandalorian is working in real time essentially, that we will not see the child grow up to Yoda age, to like that level of maturity. And if he matures this quickly for the first 50 years, it'll probably take him another at least 20, 30 at the quickest to be like a teenager. You know what I mean?
How old was Yoda when he died? Like 800 or something?
900.
Yeah.
You won't look as good, he says.
He tells Luke, when 900 years old, you're not gonna look like.
Yeah.
Andrew, that's so mean. If his first words are "Long live the Empire," then I will disagree.
You will be canceled then. You will.
He learns to read before he can talk, and then he just sees the sign, and you're like, no!
No,
So when
bad
kids
words.
read
Bad
smart
words.
and you're like, no!
What if his first word is no? Because he keeps saying no.
No.
That'd be
And
good.
will he talk like Yoda? Or will he talk like Din because that's who he's learning from? Like how
Ooh,
much
it's-
nurture versus nature?
Right.
Well,
He's
I
been done
think-
his first
isn't it
50
like-
years.
Isn't it like a thing that Yoda talks the way he does because that was the speech pattern like when he was younger, and he can't change.
And
his
that's how
speech pattern?
Yaddle was too, right?
I think so.
Maybe.
Yaddle, I'm not sure, but I feel like with Yoda, like it was in one of the older like Legends books that he just talks like that
Yeah.
because that's how people used to talk. So
Yeah, well,
yeah,
coming
he's
in the High
Yeah.
Republic, we'll learn about Yoda's speech patterns. Like, maybe
everybody in the High Republic talks
Fingers
like
crossed.
Yoda. Those books are
Oh my
so
God.
legible.
Daniel Jose Older would do it. He 100%
The
would.
fact
I
that
believe
he's,
it.
like Cope said, like the fact that he's talking, he's trying to communicate with Den. Is like he is reaching for him. Oh God, my dad.
Mm,
It's in the chat.
yeah.
He's
Yeah, 'cause
never
making
gotten
more
over an
noises.
Attack of the Clones. He says, Yoda says, "Bring me my ship," the only sentence that's spoken correctly. And he's so upset that Yoda says it right. Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't know what he's saying.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's saying. He just found there's a bunch of Sith lords and stuff like that. He's like,
Yeah.
he does not know what's going on.
I think it balances out with the absolute crazy line of "Around the survivors, a perimeter create."
What a line.
That was a great reading, Jacob. Great
Yeah,
reading.
that was awesome.
Right.
Yes, applaud. Okay, so let's talk about another heist. I love the heist in The Mandalorian.
So fun.
It's
This
them
one
doing
was
their
so
Mando
well
thing.
paced, too. It
Oops,
didn't
wrong
drag out.
image. This. Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my God.
man.
Like I was getting emotional. I was like getting.
It's like a cartoon.
Yeah, it was like it felt like the best of Clone Wars mixed with Rogue One, honestly, as far as like
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
the brutality of the combat and even the lighting, like the fact that bo-katan, this new character for this show, is like, oh hi, this is me. By the way, I do have a blade in my fist, and I'm gonna stab someone in the neck, but I'm a hero. Like,
I know.
woo!
And also, if
We
you
love
guys
it.
notice the
God.
alarm, the same alarm as in Rogue One when they got to Scarif, and it was the same Imperial alarm. So it gave like a love that feeling.
Yes. I felt the
I
same.
love Rogue One.
But
Oh my
okay,
God.
guys, just the emotions of seeing
can't.
her in live action after like
Uh.
how long has it been since Clone Wars came out? Like in her character, it's been over a decade, right? At least
11
a decade.
think
years.
so.
It's been
11.
11 years.
I,
11 years of being a fan of this character, of this actress too. But like seeing her physical, like real, not it's
And I love her.
it's just
it's the mirror. I was
oh my
talking
God,
with
Felix.
Standing right now.
Yeah, I was talking with some other friends about this week, and there's something so special about animation, live action television, and the movies and the books all being referenced in the same things, because then they're all on the same level of importance. Like the
Yes.
Purrgil exist just like Palpatine does, and Bo-Katan is animated just like she's live action. Like all this stuff is being legitimized for people, because some people still don't like the cartoons, or some people don't like whatever they don't like. But I think this is them saying, no, this is just as much Star Wars as Luke, Leia, and Han. And it's
Okay,
so
and can I
powerful.
say, as an adult without children, having her in this live action thing kind of justifies my love that, hey, I can love animated series because look, this is
Thank
all
you.
connected. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this
Hardcore
is like,
same. Yep.
It's like It's hard to like. It's weird when you say, "Oh, I love this. I love a cartoon."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And but this is legit. Like it feels like we were like. It's not quite. I don't think this is fan service.
No,
not at all.
not
This
in a
is
bad
earned.
way. If
If it was
anything,
the first episode of the whole series, then maybe it would be considered fan service. But I consider this like we earned this.
I wrote an
They
article
earned it.
back in July when the first rumors were coming out about like casting stuff and like the rumors about Katie had come out. And I wrote a whole article about how it made sense because if you introduce the Darksaber, you're going to have to introduce a character like Bo-Katan or Sabine and even Rex and even Boba Fett. Like all these characters make sense based on what the Mandalorian is about and when it's set. And then you have Ahsoka, who if you're looking for a Force user, Luke is only 5 years removed from the Battle of Endor. We don't know if he's set up the Jedi Temple at this point yet. It's probably very much grassroots, but there's going to be somebody who's connected to the Darksaber that you can take the child to. And
Exactly.
And it's Dave.
Also, the fact that we see Ahsoka in Clone Wars like wearing Beskar, like I feel like Bo-Katan like kind of adopted her in a way. Not quite adopted her, but she's kind of like adjacent to the clan in a way.
yeah.
And then you even have Solo. It's now connected to Solo because of Bo-Katan's connection to Darth Maul and Darth Maul's appearance in Solo. And then you just everything merges together. And this is like truly like the renaissance of Star Wars. This is
Like Dryden Voss's hologram being in Clone Wars Season 7. Like
Exactly.
it's
that-
all connected.
All connected.
Yeah,
And
which is beautiful.
if I can mention, it's that was the first question I had when that cliffhanger from season 1 finale is what happened to Bo-Katan, because that was the last time we saw the Darksaber on Rebel season 4. It's like, wait a minute, what happened to her? So I
Okay,
think it's
Lauren actually read my mind.
really good
Thank you,
question.
Lauren. Because
Where's my son?
okay, so if you didn't know, Maggie and I have like
Are
this
crazy.
10-minute video where we prove that Obi-Wan Kenobi had a secret love child with Bo-Katan's sister, Satine, Duchess Satine, which we all think is very true. Because we proved it. Maggie and I proved it with
we proved
science.
it. It's canon.
It's canon.
Done.
Your dad is correct.
My dad keeps calling me.
He is. Your father is correct.
This podcast is sponsored by Narcos.
Netflix.
So, Bo-Katan says she's the last of her line. So does that
But Corky is a
Would
Kenobi.
not be a cry. Yes, exactly.
Until we get the Claudia Gray novel explaining the young romance, I will hold. I want it. She's not leaving the High Republic, but oh man, can you imagine?
Claudia, please.
Please,
We need
Claudia.
it.
We need you.
Claudia,
So-
hi.
Canon.
Hi, Claudia. Thanks for watching. Please.
Okay,
But
so let's talk about. Oh, go for it, Arzu.
Maybe Corky is like just missing, and Bo-Katan thinks he's dead. So
Maybe.
she's going
Yeah.
with this, I'm the last of my line, but Corky's off like I don't know.
Looking for his
hiding.
dad.
Yeah, I mean, guys, imagine.
That story is dead.
Yeah, Bo-Katan comes
It's gonna go well
back.
for him, but he's gonna try.
Yeah, maybe Din goes like, "Sorry, have you ever had a child that does this?" And then Bo-Katan has the moment of like, "I did," and then that's like, "Oh, that's it."
What
see
if
it.
Corky turned out to be a Force user?
It's all possible.
connected.
It's all connected.
It's all connected. Yeah.
It's all
why
connected,
I-
but also new.
Maggie, take it over. My dog's barking.
Oh no. Okay, so oh my gosh,
love
where
him.
were we?
Uh,
They're on the ship. So they're on the
Yes.
ship, and we
Mission.
have the Imperials who are stressing because they have been taken over by the pirates. And at that point, they break through the next layer of stormtroopers. And what happens? They get cut off in what area of the ship? The control
Cargo
area.
control.
Oh my gosh. And I love how long it took for the guy to realize what he had done. And then, like, the second he realized it,
Yes, God,
There's a
another
problem.
shout out to Bryce Dallas Howard.
it was such a perfect moment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then-
well-directed comedy is hard, and I mean, especially in like an action drama, technically, as far as the Emmys go. But like the amount of comedic beats that actually worked in this were
There's so
freaking
many.
awesome.
Yeah.
Bryce is seriously one of the most talented directors they've had on The Mandalorian. The way that because the same thing happens in her Navarro episode or Sorgan episode. It's the same sort of like perfect combination of humor and drama and fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, she was the one where the meme of Baby Yoda with the cop.
Yes.
It was
That's her.
And yet again, we had the baby eating at an inn.
Yep.
And getting that little like thing on its face and just being
That was
like,
an alien moment. We need it last week.
I do wonder if the Bryce episodes have the most Baby Yoda screen time per minute of any of the directors. I'd be interested. Like, someone has to have done that. Of which director loves the child most
Maybe we
according
should
to
do
their
that.
screen time.
Let's do that.
yeah,
Bam,
science
done.
time. So I love Bo-Katan getting the comm and talking to the Imperials.
Make some tea. We'll be up there in a minute.
Yeah. Like, we're
Like,
gonna kill all of you and take your ship.
She's been through a purge. She's been through so many wars, but she's still like fire.
And Mando is once again like, this is not the deal we agreed to. Why does everyone keep changing their deals
That was
on
not
me?
the deal. And for a minute, I thought she was going to say, I have altered the deal. Pray I don't have to further. Like,
Also thought it.
Yes.
But yeah, you're totally right though, Maggie. Like, Mando has worked alone for essentially forever up until the show starts.
Now we see why.
Yeah, because he works with Grief Karga, who kind of betrays him. He works with the dude on Tatooine, who totally betrays him. He works with every single person. The client tries to kill him. Moff Gideon tries to kill him. Like, Bo-Katan changes the terms of the deal. Like, Mando, maybe you should just be solo, my guy.
I just trust Baby Yoda.
Trust no
Yes,
one.
that's it.
Except baby. Yeah.
His friend.
Yeah.
His friend, not his
pet,
His friend, close personal friend.
foundling.
Yeah. I did think they were kind of like trying to paint Bo in somewhat of a villainous light there with that conversation. Like, you had that really eerie music in the background. And it was interesting because in the conversation in the inn earlier, she's like, we want to install someone new on the throne, doesn't say who. And then in this conversation, she's like, I'm going to take the throne back. This is going to be
Yes.
my planet.
Yes.
Who
And,
is this? No,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
no, go ahead.
She was in this, like, I will take the throne. I was like, she gave me this Daenerys Targaryen's vibe. Like,
Yes!
like,
Yes!
with fire and blood. That's why
Yes!
I'm standing it. I
Like
think.
pre-season 7 Daenerys. But yes! like, just awesome.
Yes. Ian made a really good point in the comments about the noise, the same sound effects.
Mm-hmm.
That it's the same sound effects as Anakin's pod racer.
It's awesome.
I love
That's 2 out of 3 episodes with pod racer themes. I need Mando pod racing. I think straight up.
Can you picture the
Okay.
child watching pod racing?
No,
he'd
he would
love
be
it.
on the pod racer.
He
He would be on the
painted
pod
on it
racer.
like a NASCAR.
Actually, Eric, I think we are 3 for 3 because when they're cooking the steak, that's using a pod racer engine, I'm pretty sure.
You're right.
Oh,
All
that's
right.
true. 3 for
Maybe
3.
that was, you know how, like, and Maggie, you know this better than anyone, on set or TV shows sometimes there's a bunch of in-jokes, like, between the staff, like, what can we sneak in? What if the challenge for Mando Season 2 from John and Dave was, like, every episode needs to have a pod racer in it? It
I
can
would
be a
love
sound, whatever it is, just try to put it in there.
Yes. I would
Find the
love
pod
that.
racer, everyone.
Okay, somebody needs to like contact like Dave and John and see if that was in fact what they're doing this season. If it continues.
That'd be great.
I would
And
love
Dave
that.
goes like, well, you know, we were trying to do it, and we thought it'd be fun.
You thought you could get away.
You thought no one would notice.
The meddling kids.
Yeah, great catch, Jacob.
The Gallery, Episode 9, Pod Racers.
Okay, so
This is pod racing.
we all kind of figured once Bo-Katan like showed up that we would be hearing a sort of name, probably.
Yeah. Oh,
My queen.
my God.
I screamed.
Sure.
So I'm looking up on my wall in front of my desk has a portrait of Ahsoka, 2 Ahsoka Funkos, and her lightsabers. So I'm like, I lost my mind when this happened, but I gotta ask you all because my partner who I was watching with loves Ahsoka more than me, and she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe they just like said it without showing her." And I said, "Yeah, it's a good point, but do you think it was just so we wouldn't try to like figure out who it is? Do you think they just wanted to say yes, it's Ahsoka, moving on?"
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
that if you watch the animated series, who else would Bo-Katan know who's still alive at this point?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But yeah,
And I'm personally happy. I've been stressing since the first season. Once Den decided he was going to take the child to the Jedi, I was like, okay, so Luke's building the temple. Ben Solo's like 5 years old in this universe. This would mean that like the child would be at the temple when the temple goes boom, and I can't handle that. So I was like, he has to take the child to Ahsoka, because Ahsoka's going to be like, screw them Jedi, you don't need them. Like, I've got my own thing going on here. Also, you should just take the child.
Actually, one thing that I noticed, going by just when Din mentioned the Jedi to Bo-Katan, I don't know, well, I noticed kind of like she had this subtle like expression like, Jedi.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great
We're
point.
over there for the Clone Wars.
Exactly. And then it makes sense that she's going to say, oh, Ahsoka Tano. I mean, she's no Jedi, but she's pretty much a Jedi, you know.
I can't wait for him to go to where Ahsoka is and him to be like, I was tasked to bring the child to the Jedi. And she'll be like, I'm not a Jedi. And I'll just be like, why?
Yeah.
He's like,
No.
She's like, ew, why?
What do you want a Jedi for?
but she would see the baby and be like, Master Yoda got busy?
Yeah.
Candace.
Dang.
Oh, sorry.
And
Oh,
that's,
that being, here's a question.
That's my best behavior, Maggie. This
Okay,
is my
that's
best
true.
behavior.
Do you guys think Ahsoka knows the name of Yoda's species?
No.
Nobody does.
Nobody does. And I
Yeah,
really hope
like,
that nobody
when-
ever does.
Well, I was gonna say, is it like Jedi training day one? No one's just said it in Star Wars, but Ahsoka is like, "Hello, I'm Master Yoda, a blankety blank, and I'll be your instructor." Like,
It's the thing is everybody in Jedi just knows Yoda. Okay, so
Yeah.
just like a little tidbit, I found out Corvus is like means birds.
Yes.
It means
Mhm.
ravens
It's crows, right?
and
Yeah.
crows and rooks, and that makes me think of what's a
Rook.
bird that follows
Morai.
Wait,
all right.
wait, did you say Rook? Because remember the Mandalorian Rook. What is the character's name?
Cast.
Yes, the one that
Oh.
everyone thinks that the armorer is. Is that a clue?
I don't know.
I don't know, but there's also the Corvus is isn't that also a ship in
It's a ship
Battle
in Battle Chat.
2? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel
I
like
love
it's a
the repeating.
connection
All
to like
connected.
Ahsoka and birds. But okay, here is my theory. That
I know.
Go.
I saw Josh's comment and I was like, world between worlds.
Yes. So my theory is that a certain someone has been actually trolling us this entire time, and that Ezra will be with Ahsoka, because we know at the end of Rebels, Ahsoka went with Sabine to find him, and we know he wasn't part of Luke's school.
This is the Hawkeye meme. Hawkeye meme. Don't give me hope. Don't you dare. Candace, what are you doing?
Candace,
What are you doing?
I think because she
dare
wouldn't
you.
just be on a planet that Bo-Katan knows.
And look, when Katie did her fake out with like, I'm excited for Friday, and then it's just my cheat day. I was like, somebody else has been pulling that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
can't-
Pedro started interacting with Raul this week, and I was like,
He also is interacting with
retweeted
Katie
something.
too.
I can't. No, I gotta. I'm hearing you. Emotionally, I am pushing away like a cat that does not want to be pet. No, I can't.
we've broken Eric.
I'm starting to like cry thinking about it.
When
It makes
Candace was
sense.
talking about it yesterday, I was crying over it. I was
It makes sense. It just
No.
really makes sense because of where
It
it is
does.
in the timeline.
Oh, it
And
does.
I just need to know my boy is safe.
Yeah, Laura,
I need
Lauren,
to
you're
know.
right. It's all sus.
If
Very
they said-
sus.
If we
they
can't
set
have
that up.
Turkey, I will take Ezra.
I know.
But if
We
they
need one of
said
our
Ezra
boys
being
safe.
found,
Our little baby
then-
boys.
If they
And
said
there's this
Ezra being
meme
found,
going
they're setting
around
up the other
Twitter.
theory, right?
What
Like
did you say?
Ahsoka
I'm sorry,
Sabine.
Arzu.
Sorry, if they set up that we found Ezra, then they're setting up a whole series where Ahsoka
Exactly.
and Sabine find him. This
Yes.
is their way.
But,
of-
Oh.
but also, if we found Ezra, then okay, we're going here. Let's do it. If we did find Ezra, who was he last seen with? Thrawn. Like, do we see? I don't think we're gonna see him, but do we at least give him like, oh, he was the guy I was hanging around with when Ahsoka found me? I was in it like.
I feel like they gotta be best buds by now.
There's so
That's
many
the type-
things now. that we're so close to. And Timothy Zahn has admitted he's not allowed to write the Ezra Thawne story. Like, that's Filoni. He said that in interviews. He's like, I want to write that, but that's Dave.
Which that tells me that they have something planned. Yes. And that tells me that our perfect Ezra.
Mm-hmm. Candace,
Hope in her throne love.
Go on. God. Heart palpitations aside.
Yes. Okay. So that's what I'm holding on to, or at least just a mention of him being like, yeah, I went with this, and by the way, Sabine, all this kind of stuff. I think that Ezra would be more likely to be a gray Jedi like Ahsoka, just based on like Kanan and what he was taught, and how they definitely have attachments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's also like Kanan. I think the more he talked to the Bendu and Rebels and things like that, got more in tune with the nature of the Force itself rather than light and dark. And I think Ezra definitely, especially if you watch the earlier seasons of Rebels, like Ezra flirts with the dark side a ton.
Yeah.
And I think it's very purpose. Hi, Bucky.
Bucky has opinions. He would like.
You're very important. But yeah, I think that Ezra was very much more in tune with the Force in that way, just as Kanan was, just as the Bendu was. And maybe Ahsoka was as well. They are kind of a perfect pair. And since the end of Rebels, people have been like, yeah, that just makes sense.
Lauren makes a really good point in the comments about the fact that Dave's episode isn't next week, but the following week. Which makes sense because next week is Carl Weathers' directing episode, which is probably going to be Navarro, which makes sense because obviously Den needs to fix his ship.
Yep. Mando!
So
it'd be great.
We could get it. It could happen in 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he needs to fix his ship, and if he thinks he's going to meet an enemy sorcerer, then maybe he wants some backup from his old buddies. So
no one. Good point. I love also everyone can call Jedi sorcerers. That'd be great. That's my favorite. The wizards, sorcerers.
It's so funny.
It's so funny.
Just something that I wanted to go back to Ezra. It is like somebody said like on Twitter, like he's the only character who would actually call Baby Yoda. And it's right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he would.
Oh my God,
he would.
I need them
bring
to
him in
canonize
just
Baby
to make this
Yoda.
canon. Yeah.
And then what they meet him and they're like, "Hey, what's your name?" And he go and it's Raul being like Jabba the Hutt.
Yes. And everyone's like, Jabba's dead now. It's really inappropriate for you to be using that joke, Ezra.
And he goes, "Oh my God, what?"
Leia killed him.
Hutt Slayer.
Sorry, I've been in the woods with my BFF Thrawn for 10 years, so I didn't know that.
He's been finding himself.
There you go.
You're going to read all about me in Thrawn Ascendancy Volume 2, yeah.
I hope there is one.
That's what I feel like. I feel like they would definitely set them up in this, where they're already introducing all of these like titular characters from Rebels and Clone Wars. And I know everyone was so worried about, they're just going to use this as a gateway to introduce other characters, but the plot really
it makes sense,
lends itself to that. So
100%. Which didn't make sense at first, because I was this season I was like, oh yeah, it is going to be like Mando straight up. It's going to be all new, but it does make sense because if you're in the Filoni-verse, you pop in for a second and you go away, but Dave keeps you in a drawer. And then he pulls you out 3 seasons later and he's like, no, I had this for you. It's like people that say that they don't have a job for you right now, but they'll keep you on file. Dave does. He's a good man.
So my dad has some tidbit of information. Ahsoka's purposely done anagram of Ahsoka, which is what a lot of people like accidentally call her, and we all give them a hard time in our mind because we're like, you need to know how to spell her name. At least, is that just me?
I do it silently.
I don't do it out loud.
Ahsoka actually trend on Twitter, and I'm like, that's not how you spell her name.
Exactly. So an Indian emperor who renounced war as state policy voluntarily, and instead adopted the policy of Dharma. So I mean,
there you go. Is that what Ashla came from first as well? Like way back when George was making up with Ashla being the light side? I wonder if that's where he got it from.
I wonder.
Ashla was the working name for Ahsoka before they settled on Ahsoka.
Ashla is now her on the run name, and Ashla is also what's Zeb's people called?
The Lasat.
The Lasat.
Yeah,
what the Lasat called the Force
side
as well.
Yeah.
So there's my dad with some info. That's
Star Wars is so cool, and your dad's so cool.
Yep.
Both cool things.
Yes.
Okay, I guess Dad needs to be on the podcast. I said it.
This was his audition. That was the whole part about watching the show.
Yeah. Oh, the world between worlds. I heard a theory. I just saw someone on Twitter, and they're like, "What if Baby Yoda is actually Yoda from the past?"
No.
The world between worlds. Well, number one, that's basically what the volume is. I feel like every time I see behind the scenes, I'm like, that just looks like the world between worlds, like what they're making. But it took them how many seasons? 4 seasons of Rebels to get us used to that. They're not going to drop that 2 seasons into a brand new Star Wars.
No, that's
show.
way too much.
No.
That's
too heady.
Too much.
Like, we're nerds, we love it. But you know,
No, and-
if I'm on my trial of Disney Plus, no.
And I also keep thinking that in that case, the reason why the doctor went first, the child was the bounty. The doctor had this. He was like the clones, the Camino.
Yeah, it was
had the logo.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it makes
yeah.
me think like maybe he was a clone or something. I'm not sure. I mean,
That would be really interesting if they ended up revealing that the child was like a weird clone of
Yoda?
because we know Yoda had some knowledge of what was going on there with the clones, and the clones do age faster, so it's only been what?
50.
Yeah. It
Oh,
was
wait, no, he is 50.
Well,
Oh,
50.
no.
They didn't say it's been 50.
no, he's 50.
No.
Actually, somebody said that he's the same age of like he was born the same year that Anakin.
Yeah, he was.
yeah,
Mhm.
same age as Anakin. But the
Oh,
clones
there's
have power
possibilities.
I don't like that.
There's the amount of rabbit holes are the thing is, this episode is so good on its own, but we've also been talking for an hour about other rabbit holes, which is why like Star Wars is so cool, guys. I love
I know.
Star Wars is
I know.
awesome.
It's the
Like,
best.
it's
It's the best.
they
I've always said
ugh.
Star Wars has always inspired so much creativity because it's built in such a way that it just keeps unfolding like a Jacob's
Yes.
ladder. Like you just continue finding new stories, and so that's
Mhm.
what
Oh.
makes Star Wars Star Wars.
Maggie, speaking of creativity, is it
Yes.
time for some Baby Yoda news?
I think it might be.
Okay, everyone get their Baby Yodas ready.
All right.
Oh, look, Maggie's ready. Maggie's ready. Oh, yep, everyone. Okay, Baby Yoda ready. Okay.
We are ready.
On
So, as you know, if you're a first-time watcher, we always do our Baby Yoda news because Maggie and I have been in a bit of a celebrity feud, even though we aren't celebrities. Like,
Hey, we both have IMDb's, so
yeah, so I guess we're close enough. Close enough. So we've been hacked by Baby Yoda, but we decided that we're going to still keep covering him no matter what he does. He hacked one of our friends a few days ago. It's been stuff. It's
Oh
been
my
stuff.
gosh.
a lot.
I know.
He's
It's
devious.
incredible.
So,
Wow.
as we talked about before, is like Baby Yoda is very money hungry. He's not getting paid like to scale, I don't think, for this job. So he's always like he has his own like a bone broth that he's like came up with, and it just like I don't think it's doing very well. So he has this new idea after today's episode is that he's going to start his own cruise line once the pandemic's over.
It's happening.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
we're hoping it's not going to be like Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
But
no.
Wow.
No,
He's on
I
a boat one time ever and thinks he knows everything about boats.
That's all.
Wow.
And he got eaten too.
like he's the captain.
He's the captain. He bought
He's the
himself a
captain
hat.
now.
He bought himself the hat and everything.
It's a great hat. It's a great hat, B.
It is.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like so he's alone on an empty cruise ship. He said he got a deal because sadly things are closing.
That's rough.
He said all you can eat squid and chowder 24/7.
Ooh,
Yeah.
There you go.
very good.
The Cantina band will be playing.
Great. Love it.
Yes.
Modal nodes for life. Great.
Yes. And there will be just like violence breaking out all the time because it makes him laugh.
Yes, he
Here's
actually
statistic.
he hired Gamorrean fighters to actually come on the cruise line as talent, and there will be wrestling matches at least once during the cruise.
Wonder is his name gonna be Captain the Child?
Captain Baby Yoda.
Captain Baby Yoda. Okay, great.
He's going with it. He said it's not the name he was given, but it's really popular and that's what people are searching and what all of the headlines are about.
And he'll take
He's
it.
the
He'll
marketing
take
genius.
publicity.
Yes.
He
and
is.
he also, which I
And,
don't have.
he needs something. He's had some really bad press this week. And so he really needs to improve his image with this whole cruise line thing. So
Yeah, and I just don't know how to tell him. Like, I don't think people are going to be wanting to go.
no.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
I did hear that tickets are going to start at 11:38.
Oh, he
Oh.
gets it. He gets it.
I
He's
think
keyed
he
in.
does.
I've never looked up, so that's nice.
He's pretty smart. And he also, his publicist, actually reached out to both me and Maggie.
Yes.
Very nice.
And yeah, it was really nice. I was kind of like surprised that he was willing to do that after, again, we've had this really complicated relationship. But after the Vanity Fair article came out, like we were talking about, about the genocide, his his publicist, who looks a lot like his lawyer, who looks a lot like Baby Yoda, sent us this.
Why do you make me laugh with that?
I don't know why you're laughing at this, Eric. It's really serious.
It's
You're right.
really serious.
I have no
It's
respect for process.
so-
That's my problem.
It's so serious. And okay, again, last week, 2 weeks ago, like Maggie was getting sued by his lawyer. Also,
yeah, I've been served by his lawyer. It's
also
very
that was
Wow.
written in crown as well, or written in pen. So this is
Lawyer guy. I love that.
yes. So okay. So he says actor Baby Yoda is Baby Yoda, just reading what on script he is. Writers should you blame. Never done anything wrong in Baby Yoda's entire life.
Wow.
I mean, it's
Well,
pretty
you can't argue with that press statement.
That's a legal document. So
Yeah. I mean,
Seems
we
pretty
must
legit
all
to me.
respect it now.
absolutely.
And he's really upset that none of the major papers or news articles are like covering this because he says that it just like
They like the
Love
drama. They like the
the
clicks.
drama. They do. And he would also like everyone to know, especially after today's episode, that he's very pro frog.
Oh,
He's
great.
actually friends with Kermit.
Which, I'm just saying, like, I know this is going to end up getting me hacked or like hacked.
Again.
If you have to come out and say that you are pro frog and like prop up your frog friend in a photo, are you really pro frog?
Maggie, I actually reached out to Kermit's people and they said that Kermit had only met Baby Yoda once, and it was for this photo. They like met, like they were both doing like on like one of the sets.
Oh wow.
And he
Awkward.
quickly took the photo. Kermit doesn't even know his name.
Oh no.
Yeah, so he thought he was just a fan.
Wow.
Wow. You think you know someone.
I mean, all respect to Mr. the Frog. I believe him.
Yeah.
I think that Kermit's never steered us wrong.
No,
Why would he
no.
lie about that?
He's a reporter on Sesame Street.
Yes.
He's
He has
all about
news
the truth.
credentials. He's a musician,
Oh, I know.
an actor, a producer. Come on.
Oh,
This is a rough look, BY. I don't know. I'm suspect.
oh no.
Oh no! Hope. Why?
Massacre.
Oh no.
Rough.
You know that TikTok sound, the oh no? That
Oh
would be
no! Yeah. Also,
Yes.
can I submit to evidence to the council? The second Baby Yoda Funko I have. What's he eating, guys?
Oh no.
Come on now. That's
Eric-
their marketing. BY.
There's a photo of him with Kermit. That must mean he's okay.
What's the truth? I mean,
I mean,
that's clearly not
need to know the
Photoshopped. That's
truth.
clearly a real photo.
Yeah, I think Eric might be getting hacked next.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Lawyer, from his
Yeah.
publicist, from his manager, everybody's going to be getting in touch now.
I think
They're gonna
Baby
know.
Yoda has a lot of wigs and glasses. I don't know how he just.
Candace, this is how you get hacked.
Come
I'm
on
just
now.
saying. I'm just saying.
Spreading things like this about him.
It wasn't like Maggie again, who was spreading the naked photos around.
That was rough.
That was
That is
hard.
rough.
Yeah, I
I
know.
have a
All you
timeline.
can say
Excuse
is-
me.
And sir,
It
give
needed
the
to come
freebie
out.
buffet. My eyes. Yeah.
Yes, that exact moment. But I felt like everyone needed to know that he was a flasher.
Flasher.
So I think that lawsuit's going to be tossed out, though. I'm not. We let him back into my house today. My mom invited him over for some chowder. Things are going a little bit, okay right now. I mean, but I'm thinking Eric's going to get hacked next.
Oh my gosh.
It's rough.
I feel it coming.
He'll go through your DMs and he'll like expose you. It's a lot.
Oh yikes! There's gonna be a lot of stuff from this past week. My DMs just saying, "Yay!" But other than that, there's some rough stuff you might find.
Yeah, just be careful. You might want to start deleting stuff now. And yeah, here is Baby Yoda at Maggie's place, making some chowder.
Him and his damn spoons. So many spoons.
How does he know how to hold spoons?
I know.
Okay, so let's just say overall, 10 out of 10, 20 out of 10 this episode?
Oh my gosh.
This chapter, I mean. This
Yeah.
chapter.
Oh.
Yeah, season 2, episode 3, chapter 11. Blah, yeah.
11 out of 10.
11 out of
10,
10, yes. 11
Yeah.
out of 10.
One of my personal, at least top 5 episodes, if not top 3. Like, it's really just I hate using the phrase "love letter" to Star Wars because I've used it 18 times.
I used that this week in my
That's
article.
what it is. That's the best way to say it. That's what you have to say.
It's true, but it's true.
It's like how I felt about Resistance Reborn last year. Like
Yes!
it's where
God, so good.
exactly the piece of media that is incredibly well made, but also uses the whole sandbox of Star Wars to make you excited as a watcher, whether you're a person who doesn't know who Bo-Katan is, now you're in love, or us who got to see our crush from a couple of years ago be like, oh my god, how are they? I miss them. Like,
They're like physical and foreign.
oh my god, they're thriving. I'm so happy. Like, it was...
Is she thriving though? I don't think she's thriving. Everyone she knows is dead.
That's true. It's less of a flex than we would have wanted, but
She looks good, and that's what
She
matters.
looks great,
Yes.
Looks
especially
great.
for her age. She must
Yes.
be like in her 50s by now.
She
And
should
she,
be
like-
47-ish.
40s, like something like that.
and they
Yeah,
put that helmet hair perfectly. I don't know what Kylo Ren magic they did to when she takes the helmet off. Her hair is the headband is great. That's the Force. No one has bad hair in Star Wars.
It's the magic of being an attractive person in a helmet. You just
That's true.
your
Come
hair
out
does
looking-
not
They just
Man.
go
Is it possible to learn this power?
not from a Jedi.
Not from a Jedi, yes.
I want to cosplay as Bo-Katan at Celebration 2022. So.
Awesome. And I'm going to cosplay as Cobb Vanth at Celebration 2042.
Are we never getting out of
Eric,
the house?
yeah, I hope we have
No, I gotta
2022.
get grade. I gotta be grade up. I gotta be.
Diet.
Oh, God, I thought you meant like you
I'm
were
not
going to be
gonna-
out of quarantine until then.
Well, I'm not gonna say that out loud, guys.
God, it's scary.
My heart.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we should just be like, there's going to be an army of Mandalorians. I mean, even more so than usual.
In the Mercs, yeah.
Ready.
Yeah.
I'm so stoked. As people be like, "Oh, Bo-Katan, oh, from the Mandalorian," it's gonna warm my heart. And if you're listening or watching this, don't you dare, if someone says that, say, "Oh, do you mean Clone Wars?" Let them have it.
Yes.
Be nice.
Enjoy it.
Be nice.
Yeah, let
Star
people have
Wars.
fun with it.
Yeah.
It's Star
Do not
Wars.
gatekeep. Do
Yes.
not gatekeep. It's not cool.
Yeah.
It's also
Absolutely.
like just like impossible to watch everything unless like and
You're Alex
read
Damon.
everything. There's no, I haven't read all the books. I've tried
No.
to, but
I
like
tried to
there's
do
still a
that.
bunch I still haven't read.
Which is
And-
great. Which is great.
Yeah, and then my co-host Bree, who was trying to be here, but they had to work. Just likes the movies and likes the TV show. This TV show, they haven't seen the series, but they still love the Mandalorian, and I am fine just telling them, "Oh my God, that's the Darksaber.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will give you the history of it right now."
Beautiful.
And then they look at me like I'm flipping crazy, which I am.
Yes. Let's be
That's
clear.
awesome. Actually, yesterday I was watching with some friends online, and yeah, I was just like, oh yeah, this is Bo-Katan, and like giving them like the meme of the guy with all the theories. That's
Yes,
awesome.
this Sunny.
Yeah,
It's always
yeah.
Sunny. It's just like that was like me and Maggie yesterday. I literally was like, when I was done with the episode, I was like, Maggie, I need to talk to you voice. Like, I need to talk with our voices.
Yeah.
I'm like, can you call me, please? I'm like, oh.
I literally dropped everything. I'm like, Mom, I have to take a call. And she was like, is it serious? I was like, it's very serious.
I know. I went to
I
the
love
other
it.
room. I closed the door. Bucky walked in and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not."
No.
No, I'm not.
Marvelous.
And it's just
Absolutely
like
marvelous.
30-minute episode. We talked for like over 20 minutes, and it's just like
Whoa.
Yeah. But yeah, a sublime episode. A wonderful idea of things to come too, because it had a ton of new, a ton of old.
It was
Great
a love
action.
letter to Star Wars.
It was, Maggie. Yes, it was. It was.
Yes.
And it was funny.
It was
and it was serious.
chef
Just,
kisses.
mwah.
It had prequel.
Mwah.
It had
Mwah.
prequel humor. It had Clone Wars characters. It had like connotations for rebels. It had everything. It had perfect merging.
And
it's setting up so much for
it
the
makes me
future.
feel that they're coming back. I mean, that when Bo-Katan tells Mando, like, your bravery won't be forgotten. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I'm low key cheaping them, so
Yes.
There you go.
Bowden.
Love it.
yes, voting. Yes.
Just like I think like Din's just gonna have a bunch of boyfriends and girlfriends around the galaxy.
Oh yeah. One
Yeah.
in every port.
Yeah. Or he'll be totally ace and just be like,
Yeah.
great.
And
No, thank you.
Oh, okay.
No, thank you.
Speaking
into
of
that too.
just Bo-Katan and Din, when she says "This is the way," and he
Oh.
responds,
He hesitates.
yeah.
and his
Oh.
voice just like breaks. And again, I was
Pascal.
messaging Arzu, and I was like, she was watching it for the second time. I'm like, Arzu, listen very carefully to his voice, and it's just Pedro.
He's so good.
Mwah.
He's
Oh
great.
my god.
I also on that note too, one thing I've had to say when you put up the image of her speaking into the comm link, the acting in this episode,
Yes.
with the two of them especially, like, I love Star Wars. The acting is always like good. It's not always sublime, but that's fine. The two of them, these are freaking actors doing their jobs, and it was so cool to watch them just eat into the text and live in the moments. And like, I can only imagine Katie Sackhoff getting on set being like, "Oh, I know her."
Katie
Like-
loves her. Katie
Oh.
loves Star Wars. Pedro loves Star Wars. Bryce loves Star Wars. You could
Yeah.
tell that everyone who was making
God.
this episode loves Star
Star
Wars
Wars.
just as much as we do.
Like, honestly, y'all, like, if nothing
Love
else,
letter.
stay in your house and wear your mask so cons can come back and we can hug these people.
Seriously.
Like, that is the thing.
Yes.
So we could just cry to them and be like, "You made something so beautiful."
And Pedro cries back, "I know, we did!"
We did it.
I love him so much.
God, okay,
Love it.
they're just all amazing.
Paprito.
Yes.
Tiernan makes a really good point. This was like the first thing I thought about when I woke up this morning. All
Yeah,
I
I
could
saw
think
you
about,
Yeah.
like, it was all I could think about because, like, I don't know if anybody else ever had like any experiences with religion, and then like coming away from that like first crack in your religious like knowledge is like the most profound. And like, I need them to dedicate an episode to Den realizing that everything he has known up until this point has not been the complete truth, and then that rationalizing, because there's such a process to getting away from something that is cult like that I really hope that they touch on, because it's such a, I think a lot of people can relate to that and
Yeah.
some
Definitely.
level without it within their lives. And so I think it would be a really interesting moment. We got it with Ahsoka when she left the Jedi, and like everything that she knew had been not
Oh.
Yeah.
entirely what she had been sold on it as, and the same thing with Din. And so I hope that Ahsoka is that gateway. I hope that Ahsoka and him can find that common ground of like everything we knew wasn't quite true. And so
Yeah.
that's where I'm hoping, and especially if that is Dave's episode, I know that Dave knows how to handle that depth of emotion with characters,
Yes.
especially in like a very short window of time.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, exactly, and especially because both of them, Ahsoka and Din, have found belonging on both the Jedi and the Mandalorian. So it's not like, oh, he's gonna walk away from the Mandalorian because
It's
that's
hard.
what he lived through his life. But maybe just the act of taking his helmet is gonna be like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm still.
I need him to cry. I need him to cry.
I
Yeah.
Or
feel
like show extreme emotion.
I feel like he's gonna at least take off his helmet in front of the child.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
I think
test the
there's-
waters.
Yeah, and there's
That's
gonna
gonna
be
be
I feel like there's a point to that, and you hit it very well. Like personally, I grew up in a place where I had a lot of like internalized homophobia and racism, and like just because of my surroundings. And then when I went to college, learned a lot and things like that.
Yeah.
And you're so right, Maggie. Like that first time where you kind of realize, wait, am I wrong? Is so scary, and you do kind of need a person
Terrifying.
to like both say you're not awful, and come here and
Come to the
work
light
with us.
side.
And I think
It's
that
okay, you made a mistake.
Yeah,
Like,
and
it's not your fault.
And imagine being someone like that in modern day society, where we have so many things that people are like, I was raised this way, I can't think about other people with empathy because of this is my way, this is how I've been.
It's
To have a frankly a badass like the Mandalorian be like, maybe I was raised incorrectly and I can accept my flaws while still being awesome. It's like, maybe if that can change one person can see that maybe I'm like Din, maybe I've been, it doesn't make me weak. It just means that I can grow into empathy and grow into learning something new.
Yeah.
How incredible would that be?
And that's what I'm really hoping for with this storyline starting to take root. I'm like, there's so much good storytelling that you can do, especially with the audience, especially since Din has already been crafted as the character that the audience is learning with.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of potential there. And that's what I like in storytelling. So I'm like, please.
Yeah.
Star Wars is so good.
It is. It's so good.
Yeah, and actually to learn that, for example, bo-katan is a really great example, and it's funny that they made this a scene like when I thought she was gonna say I have altered the deal, because if you think about it, she has a lot of things in common with Anakin Skywalker. Actually, she was on the Death Watch. I mean, she was against her sister. It's like
they're wearing Death Watch armor straight up, like
exactly.
Yeah.
So she's done stuff in her past that is like, well, not the right thing, but she's come back to the like doing the right stuff. So I mean,
she worked with the Sith. She worked with
Maul.
The Maul, they
for like half a second though.
Yeah. We love we love a redemption arc. We love a redemption arc.
Yes, we do.
Excellent.
I don't know how to segue this, but
do it.
I'm really
changing opinions. It does segue.
Yes, there we go.
To grow and change your viewpoints on the world.
Thank you, Maggie. Maggie can read my mind. It's
amazing.
We're like this already. I can't wait for quarantine to be over so I can just like hug her. I'm like, Maggie, you get me. We're really excited, especially because Eric's here. Because Maggie, take it away. Emotions.
So it has been yesterday was November 13th. We started the fundraiser on September 13th, so it's been 2 months, which is just wild that it has happened so quickly. We will still be fundraising for the Transgender Law Center until December 20th. That's 2 days after the season finale of The Mandalorian, so we felt like it was a fitting time to kind of wrap up that arc of the fundraiser. We got 2 donations today, which is super exciting. Three. Awesome.
35 minutes ago, Keith donated $20.
Thanks, Keith.
Thank you.
Awesome.
That is so exciting. We're at 11,478. I feel like that's not the total.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it probably hasn't updated yet. Yeah. So, but we are trying to reach $15,000. I think the first portion of the funds has already hit the Transgender Law Center because they did send out personal thank yous to people who had donated because they get the donor list on their end as well. Super important. Hopefully things are going to get better in 2021 in a lot of fronts. We just elected a president who mentioned transgender people in his speech. So it's a really important time to continue to support people who are at risk. If you have the means, please donate. You have until December 20th to do that. If you don't have the means, or if you do, please continue to share the fundraiser. I know that it's really easy to get really outraged. I'm gonna get emotional. It's really easy to get really angry when you're on Twitter. Like, it's just so easy. It's a hive mind. Everyone gets mad. I saw so many people sharing stuff about like a certain person and what they're doing, but those same people haven't shared the fundraiser. And so it's so important to try to actually like help the people that are being hurt by words. It's so easy for people to be like, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words won't hurt me. But they do. And so it's really important that as a fandom that we continue to step up and be there in whatever way that we can, whether it's messaging people or reaching out to people or sharing fundraisers or sharing information, because we can teach people. I mean, if that's something that The Mandalorian is going to do, and like showing that you can change, people can change, and we can continue trying to be a light in a dark space. So that is my elevator pitch.
I know.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I also saw some people that were being frustrated about a certain person on Twitter saying, "Hey, as a personal admitted collector of Funko Pops, I did not pre-order some certain Funko Pops, but you know what? I was going to, and that was $12. So that $12 now goes into the fundraiser. So for instance, if you were already setting aside money, and instead of just saying I'm angry, I'm not going to spend it on something great. Spend it on some happiness, and you already put that in your head anyway. You were going to spend that money. Help out some people that really need it, because they are so they're so thankful for this community. The listener, the note that went out was so heartfelt and so beautiful, and it's really cool that we can all freak out for over an hour about Bo-Katan and Thrawn and Ezra, and we shall. We shall continue.
We do.
But watching what this community has done for the past 2 months, especially talking to Candace and Maggie about it, has just been
so surreal.
Really great. I love y'all. Great. It's really cool.
It makes me cry.
Really cool.
I know. I'm getting teary-eyed too, just thinking about it, and just like George always says, Star Wars is about love, and I just feel like it's hard to not react and have a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, I mean, it's a natural reaction.
Yep.
And I feel like if we just ignore that person,
don't give them the energy.
Don't give the energy.
We have such a finite amount of energy in our lives, and we should try to harness that towards doing good things and like
especially now.
Yes,
you're starting the day without like. I mean, I was reading some things that in quarantine times, we're all starting probably with at least 20% less energy than we would have, because we're worried about the world and about health and like.
Oh, I get tired by 4 p.m. and that was never me before.
Protect yourself, take care of yourself, help people out.
Also, just like one other thing, when I say like, okay, don't waste energy, but we will be intolerant of intolerance.
Yes,
like we can't. That's what I've seen people when they talk about this person be like, oh, but you preach tolerance. Why aren't you tolerating this? We don't tolerate hate.
Don't tolerate.
Yeah, that's the paradox of tolerance. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
It's a whole philosophy, and we have to. This is our line in the stand. Yep. We will not allow this.
As Ian says, this is the way.
This is the way.
This is it.
This is the way.
And not in the weird cult way that we found out in this last episode. Like in the real way. In the
children of the watch.
And we are so lucky to have Pedro.
Yes.
Pedro's amazing.
Pedro was like comforting fans last week when Tuesday it looked bad. He was responding to us, and hate
and that is true. Yes, Ian is right. And that's something that like for me that I keep trying to remind people who do get upset about that certain person. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I'm just not going to watch The Mandalorian. I'm just going to throw my hands up and just walk away. Like we have somebody who is a person of color who's the lead of the show, and he is an amazing supporter of all of the right causes. He is out there. He goes to protest. He went to the women's march. He shares fundraisers. He supports trans rights. Like he supports all of the stuff that we all support too. And so we support his project so that there are more opportunities continuing forward. Metrics are unfortunately a very real important thing when it comes to creating TV shows and what works. So like we need to support the things that matter.
Yeah. And sorry, go ahead, Maggie.
People wash out.
Yeah. And let's be clear, guys. He might take his helmet off later in the season.
I know.
Let's talk about like the amount of diversity that works on The Mandalorian.
Yes.
We've had our first women directors on this show.
Yes.
We are. It's more than just this one person who's a guest star who
will be on like 1 or 2 episodes.
Yep.
And probably will die. That is my theory.
Perhaps that's my theory because I say, well, when you have Bo-Katan, like. Excuse me, I'm in a standing mode.
Stand Bo-Katan. Katie's amazing. Bo-Katan's amazing.
She's like the big deal. You don't need like a supportive.
Exactly.
You don't need
the cosplay is alone. I mean that aren't. This is going way back. Shout out to the props master who made that animation helmet picture perfect in real life.
Picture perfect. Every part of it, even the headband was picture perfect.
And it shouldn't work. That should not work.
It should look like, I don't know. It should look like a kid playing. Sometimes it looks like a kid playing dress up or something like that.
Yes.
But this, I got like chills seeing her.
Yeah, but how many like I can't imagine like being this is how I felt when Rey got the lightsaber in the theater, where I was like, this means so much to me, but I can't imagine what it means to like a young girl right now. I can imagine being like a young girl who watches this and then either runs to her room or runs to her mom's room and grabs a headband and just puts it over and it's like, I'm Bo-Katan. Like,
Yes.
how cool is that?
Yes. And another thing that I think is really important, I know that people like to say that Lucasfilm isn't listening. Lucasfilm is listening. I can assure you of that. They have heard us. They know. I mean, look how many of the creators, the staff, everybody involved.
Actors.
Yeah, this is not the Wendig era anymore. Like,
No.
like you see
there's a line in the sand, and we do know where that line is. Yeah. And I think that it's important to remember that there are people who are trying to do the right thing, but sometimes there's certain things like Disney that are, just need their wheel to be oiled and things will move. So I just keep the faith.
Yes, the Tea Public is still up with some amazing artwork, and it all still goes to the fundraiser. I haven't been advertising it as much, but I will keep pushing that, and maybe Maggie and I can create some new stuff before the end of the month.
Marvelous.
Also, this Friday it's bad timing for Disney.
Yes, it is unfortunately bad timing.
It's Trans Remembrance Day.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we will also, because of a certain person in an episode, be really doing some more campaigning, and please just share it like crazy. Let's get it out there. Let's
support your trans brothers and sisters, because I know that it is very hard. I have seen a number of them that I follow have expressed not only discomfort with the fact that a certain episode will be next week during that day, but also because of another character and
like another actor
who
has alleged
stuff. So just reach out, be there, be somebody who can be a comfort and listen. Yeah. That's the most important thing.
There's more of us.
Yes.
We are louder than them. We can be very loud in our love.
Yeah.
Yes. And that is
easily
what it's all about. And every time I do get sad or like disappointed in some of the things that are going on, I go to that GoFundMe and I look and I see. I look and see, and it just like, I'm like trying not to cry right now. 445 donors.
It's just surreal.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So there are more of us. There are more of us, and we will make sure everyone knows they are welcomed and loved here. And Star Wars is
for everyone.
Star Wars is for everyone. Star Wars is about love. It's about family. It's about friendship.
Yep.
It's about Dan and his little baby.
Yes.
Belonging. Yes.
It's about stabbing bad guys in the neck with blades that come out of your gauntlet.
Oh my
God. That moment. He needs one of those.
He does.
I was about to say, I thought you meant Baby Yoda for a second. I'm like, no, he doesn't, Maggie. He doesn't need
talk about that.
Okay,
there's
so
a TikTok sound of, what do you have? A knife.
Oh.
Yep, I remember.
Oh gosh. Well, so now the Razor Crest is literally put together by string.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And losing little pieces.
I think it's like
hyperdrive.
I never thought somebody would treat worse their ship than Han Solo, but
it's amazing too. And the Mount Calamari, awesome shipbuilders. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Nope. But
yes. Ian is awesome.
Absolutely. And we'll see where they go.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I saw one comment about the armor, that if Din is going back to Navarro, then maybe he's going to talk with the armorer. Maybe she's, I don't know.
I've seen a lot of people theorize that she's Rook. Somebody pulled up some stuff from one of the Mandalorian comics that had that character in it, and she had the little horns, just like the armorer's helmet. And now I'm wishing I had picked Emily Swallow's brain more, because I talked to her back in May, and I'm like, I tried to get it out of her, like, so are we gonna see her? And she's like, oh, there's more to her backstory. So fingers crossed that she's been a red herring this whole time, and she's another character.
That'd be cool. I mean, the thing that say they gave her a Funko, but like that doesn't mean anything in the Star Wars world.
They gave the guy from the first episode who he just put in Carmen Phrase a Funko.
He's gonna show up next week.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Oh, okay.
He's in my Amazon orders, so I hope so.
Oh, Tiernan. It was a baby mamacore, actually. So it was a baby of the thing that had eaten the child. Because it had the same ring teeth, somebody pointed out.
Oh, and that's why
Awesome.
Baby Yoda was so happy. He's like, vengeance.
Yes!
I
Vengeance is
know, how
mine!
he loved it. I mean, it was like his parent skills are going like really like there you
That
go.
was such a parent move, just being like,
Yep. Total dad hand.
Also, I just want to say I wish I had Baby Yoda's metabolism because that kid can eat
Seriously.
like everything.
Babies.
He's a
Babies.
grown
Yeah.
young boy.
Growing young boy, yep. Okay, so I want to, Maggie, tell people where they can find you online.
you can find me at Maggie of the Town on Twitter. I'm also on the Star Wars Friends podcast every Friday night for our live streams. And then I will have a new episode of Let's Talk About Star Wars, which is my YouTube channel, tomorrow. And then I also write for Your Money Geek and for Dork Side of the Force.
Okay.
You can find me on Twitter at Arzuamin. You can also find me contributing to the Geeky Waffle, so on the website, as well as my own site, arzud2.com. And I also co-host Beyond the Blasters Live on Wednesday nights.
Awesome. Oh, well, you can find me on Twitter at Norhal, and I've also been writing for Star Wars Newsnet and What the Force. So I contribute every now and then there, so you can find me there.
Awesome. You can find me on Twitter at Eric Eilerson, and you can hear me on the Living Force podcast. We go live on Twitch on Monday nights at utini_US, and I write reviews for utini.com. And yeah, that's me.
And you can find me at SpicedInPod on Twitter and Instagram, thespicedin.com, and I'll occasionally write reviews and articles when I have the time. So.
Okay, and I'm Candace, and you can find me at geeky_waffle on Twitter and thegeekywaffle.com. We're a podcast. We're starting to do YouTube with like Maggie, and we got a bunch of things coming up. So thank you all. And also, our GoFundMe link is in the summary. So, yes. Share it everywhere you can.
Oh
Share.
my God, I've never seen 6 people do this at once.
Do
It's
it,
very
do it.
unsettling.
It's really...
It's just like the Tusken Raider thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So...
Amazing.
Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, people in the chat. Thank you to my dad who watched for some reason.
Future podcast guest.
Yes.
He wants to be on it so much. I'll have
Do
to.
it.
He has 50,000 followers.
I know. He's
Gotta.
so
Proud promotion.
Okay, so we would like to say yes. Share the fundraiser. We will see you next week. It might be a little bit harder to talk about if a certain someone's in there, but you know what? We got this ready to go anytime we have to bring up somebody.
Yeah, so we're just going to put this up every time we have to talk to somebody about somebody.
Yeah, so I think we just talk about that instead. And
Talk about that and Ezra. There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
Love it.
And
All the way.
Rahul, yes.
Yes, so we would like to say, may the force be with you, and this is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.